It's Nate, welcome to WOWQ. Now WOWQ, amongst other things, is a WordPress plugin that gives you CCPA and GDPR protection on your WordPress website. What do I mean? Well, let me just show you. We're going to go to a website that's protected by WOWQ. Let's open that up right now. And I'm going to show you a couple of things. Now, you can see that it's automatically sensed that we're not in the EU, so it's asking us the question. If you check up here, you'll basically see that none of these pixels are firing. So let me have a look on this one. So no Facebook pixel, and we have our tag manager, but we don't have anything firing in there right now. So as far as cookie consent goes, you're not allowed to fire cookies unless the user has given explicit permission to do so. So that's what we're going to be showing you right now. Now, let's go on to, are you from the EU? No. Watch what happens to both of the cookies. And you can see that they've both fired. So let's have a look at our WordPress. Sure, let's have a look at our Google Analytics, and you can see that that's also popped up too. Now, what if I was actually in the EU? Well, let's go ahead and do that again. Open up the website, and this time we're going to say that we are in the EU. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to come up, are you in the EU? Well, yes, I am. Up it comes. And you can now see that the cookie settings are there. Now, you can accept all the cookies, you can do that, and that will of course fire all the cookies and the scripts. But if we go into the cookie settings, as per the GDPR requirement and cookie consent laws, everything is turned off by default. Now, we suggest that they turn it on, that's fine, but everything is off by default. Okay, so in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm only going to turn on the Facebook, which is in advertising, obviously. I'm now going to save the changes. Watch what happens up here. I haven't turned on the Google Analytics. So let's go ahead and save changes, and now you can see indeed the Facebook has fired. Let's have a look at that. Okay, no problem. Let's have a look at the analytics, and the analytics hasn't fired. So I'm going to show you how to basically get all of this working using WOWQ, which is the WordPress GDPR and WordPress CCPA plugin. Now, before we get started, there are a few things that you need to do. It's almost a checklist, and you can see that on the screen wherever I've put it now. It's not going to take you too long. You don't need to be a coder. You don't need any experience whatsoever, and I'm going to forensically take you through it. So grab a coffee, grab a tea, grab a beverage of your choice, and we're going to get stuck into it step by step. Before we start anything, you must be using Chrome for this part of the exercise. It doesn't matter if your normal web browser is, like, say, Safari on a Mac, or say Brave browser or Firefox. Anything is fine, but for this setup, please use Chrome. You don't have to use it afterwards, that's okay, but you must use the Chrome browser. It will make things a whole heap easier as we go through the setup. Now, what I need you to do as well, once you've installed Chrome browser, you need to install 2 plugins. And again, this will just make it a lot easier to test your WOWQ setup, believe me. So in your browser, go into Chrome, type in Chrome, //extensions, plural, and you want to go ahead and put that in and return that. Now, you basically come into here and it's like, oh, there's loads of things. You might not have anything in there because you've just installed it. Whatever, what you want to do is click on the burger icon up here and go down to the Open Chrome Web Store. Now, there are 2 to install, so I'm going to take you through it. The first one, assuming that you're using Facebook pixels. If you're using Facebook, you need to install this. If you're not doing Facebook advertising and you don't have a pixel, you don't need this. But I expect that you are doing that, so install it is the takeaway point. Right, so let's go on to Facebook, and if I can just type, that would be great. Facebook pixel, just type that in, press enter, and up she comes. Now, you're looking for this one just there, offered by Facebook, so you know it's official. Go ahead and add that to Chrome. Now, add the extension, just don't worry about any of that. This is just an official Facebook plugin, just okay that, and you can see it's been added. Brilliant. So now come over to here, we're going to do a search for another one, and this one's going to be the Tag Assistant. Okay, and again, press enter. And the one we're looking for here is Tag Assistant by Google, offered by Google. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add that to Chrome as well. Let's go ahead and do that. Add the extension, and you can see that it's added up here. Okay, so these are the 2 icons that we're looking for. Now, I have a lot of extensions in there. If you've just installed Chrome, you'll have none. But these are the 2 that you're looking for just there. Okay, let's move on to the actual setup now of WOWQ. Now we've got our environment set up. Okay, first we need a Google Tag Manager account. Now this is free. If you don't know what Tag Manager is, we're going to go through it. If you do know what Tag Manager is, there is an advanced video for you to watch as well. So first of all, tagmanager.google.com. Hit that in the URL. It will open up to this. Go ahead and create an account. Now, I do suggest that you log into Tag Manager with the same Google account that you log into your Google Analytics with. That'll make it just a lot more easier down the line for you. Not necessary, it's a nice to have, not a need to have. Okay, so let's go ahead in Tag Manager and create an account. Okay, add a new account. So in this case, your company name. In this case, I'm going to type in Nathan Haig. Now the country, in this case, I'm going to choose, well, I'm in Australia, so there we go. And probably don't tick that. The container setup. So in this case, I'm just going to go www.nathanhaig.com. Okay, so that's just a container that's just relevant to you. It doesn't matter about anything else, it's just something that you can recognize. All right, so the target platform, we're going to choose web and click on create. Agree to the terms of service. I'm sure that's everything's in there. Now there is one thing down here, which is I accept the data processing terms. So if you're in the EU or you're doing business in the EU, I do suggest that you tick this. Click on yes. Okay, and you can see now it comes up with this. Okay, that is all you have to do for this particular stage. Okay, now we're in our WordPress installation. So you want to go on the left-hand side to plugins, and then you want to go and add a new plugin. Up she comes. Now, what you want to do is you want to start typing in Tag Manager. Okay, let's go and wait for that to find some results. And it's going to be this one here that you need, all right, the Google Tag Manager for WordPress. Let's go ahead and install that now. Okay, and we can activate that. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and add a new plugin again. This time we're going to search for WOWQ. And up she comes. Again, install and activate. All right, so that's all we have to do on this step here. Now, what we're going to be doing is activating our WOWQ. So what we're going to do first is you'll come down to the WOWQ down here. Let's go ahead and open that. All right, and you've now got the licensing situation here. So let's go back into our actual WOWQ now, the program WOWQ, and you want to go down to the system setup on the left-hand side. Now, you won't have any domains in there, so register your first domain. Now, we're going to put it in there. So in this case, it's going to be our nathanhaig.com. There you go. Add that. Okay. And you've now registered your first domain. Yay. All right. That'll come back up. And so now you have some licensing information. All right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go for the license key. So go ahead and copy this. Go back into your WordPress. And the license key is down here. So let's go ahead and paste that one in there. All right, it's gone green. Go back into the WOWQ setup, and you want to go now to where it says WP plugin on this tab. So now what we do is we copy the API key. Okay, again, go back into your WordPress and stick the API key in there. Let's go ahead and paste that. All right. Now the registered email is the email you signed up to WOWQ with. So in this case, it's going to be mick@Australia Wow. If I can type that good. There you go. All right. So let's go ahead and validate. Test finished. All good. Green is good. Red is not so good. Make sure that you check your copy and paste if it's not working correctly. All right. So let's go ahead and save that. That's all complete. Right. Okay, so now it's time to actually set up the GDPR and the CCPA stuff. So let's again go back into WOWQ, the program, and what we're going to do is go on to the system setup and domains. All right, so here goes. Let's click on the GDPR button, and up she comes. Now, what you want to do here is you want to authorize the button, and you want to log in with the same Google account that you logged into Tag Manager with. Now I've got a few in here, you'll just have the one, most likely. So in this case, we're going to go for this one here. Okay. And up it comes. So again, we're just going to go here. You most likely will just have the one Tag Manager because you've just set it up. If you're an advanced user, watch the advanced video, please. In this case, we're going to go next. Okay, and again we have now a basic and we have an advanced mode. Let's go with the basic mode right now. Now, what you can do here is we're going to be putting our Google Analytics Pixel ID and we're going to be putting our Facebook Pixel ID in here. Those are the two most common ones that we find people using. If you have a different setup or you want your web designer to do that, that's fine. Just show them this video and they will handle the whole thing for you. I'm going to assume that you know what a Google Analytics ID and a Facebook Pixel ID is. And if you don't, well, I'm going to show you. So first of all, let's go into our Google Analytics. Now I did say that you should set up your Google Tag Manager with the same account that you log into your Google Analytics with. So assuming that's the case, so what you want to do is you want to log into your Google Analytics, okay, go down on the left hand side where it says admin. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. And you'll come up with this screen just there. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the property settings in the middle column just here, let's go ahead and click on that. And up she comes. Now the thing you're looking for is the tracking ID. So I need you to copy the entire number, including the initial UA section. Let's go ahead and copy that. And now what we're going to do is go back into our WOWQ and we're going to go into the Google Analytics. And funnily enough, we're going to paste it in just there. And we're going to do the same thing with the Facebook Pixel if you use it. And why would you not be? But let's go into our Facebook Business Manager. Now, where is that? Again, if you log into your business.facebook.com and you go on to All Tools and you go on to where it says Pixels just there. Now, when that comes up, let's go ahead and do that. And it's going to come up with the initial screen. Okay, and you can see here we have the details, right? Let's click on that. Okay, and again, up the top here, we're going to click on Setup, and we're going to go Install Pixel. Now, in this case, we're going to manually add the pixel code to website. Now, we're going to copy this code just here. That's the entire Facebook pixel. Go back into WOWQ and paste the pixel in just there. There we go. That's what we just copied. Now, you can have full screen or you can have the initial GDPR welcome screen on just the bar at the bottom. I personally like it on a full screen. You might be different. You don't want to maybe scare off like your users. It's entirely up to you. You're enabled to click that on or off as you see fit. And again, you can change the background color for the button and even the button color text. I suggest for now you just leave it in the way that you see it on the screen now. Let's go ahead and generate. And so now at this point, we're going to be creating all of the tag manager goodness and all the stuff that web designers and people and coders do. All right, so you just click the button and everything's done for you. Yay. So let's give this just a couple more seconds. And you can see that we're successful. Now, if you aren't successful in any way, shape or form, then just repeat all of the steps that you've just seen in terms of getting back onto this GDPR button over here and then logging in with your Google account and then just doing it again. Now, I'm going to assume that you were successful, so let's go ahead and finish that. Now, that's that part done. So we go back now into Tag Manager, into Google Tag Manager. So let's go ahead and do that. And now, this is very important, if you now just refresh the window, and the reason we're doing that is we have created what we call a new container, a Tag Manager container. And if you come up here on yours and you do a drop down, you'll now see that we have a WOWQ version. That is what you were looking for. So we're going to go ahead and click on that, and it's now going to change the container to being the WOWQ version. Make sure that it says it at the top here. If it doesn't say it up there, you're not on the right one. Now the important thing is this little GTM number just there. So go ahead and right click that or copy it. I don't care how you do it, but just basically copy. Don't copy the link address, that would be bad. It's just you're copying the text, so choose copy. Okay, and so now go back into your website, into your WordPress. And so what you want to do here is on the left-hand side, you want to go down to the settings and you want to go to the Google Tag Manager. So that was the other plugin that you installed. It's free. And so now it's going to ask you for the Google Tag Manager ID. And of course, you're now going to click on that and you're going to paste it in there. Now, you've got a couple of different options just there. Now, I do suggest that you go on to this third one down where it says codeless injection. Let's go ahead and click on that. Now, if for any reason that it gives you weird and wonderful and wacky results with your WordPress, well, go back onto this option here, which is on the footer of the page. I don't recommend that, and if you do have problems, then I would suggest that you get your web designer to be looking at your website. For 99% of you, the codeless injection option will be the one to use. Click on Save Changes. Okay, so now we're going to test it. So very important that you do this in Chrome.
One of the things you need to do, we'll stop at this point, is open up a new tab in your Chrome browser and type in Chrome extensions, and actually spell the word extensions right. That would be good. Okay, hit the Enter key and up it comes. Now what you want to do here is what you're looking for is you're scrolling down until you see the Facebook Pixel Helper and you're going to click on Details. Let's go ahead and do that now. And what you're going to do is scroll down here, and it's super duper duper important that you actually move this button here to on. Okay, yours most likely will be in the off position. You want to go and turn it on. So that's the first one. Okay, update that one at the top here. All right, extension updated. Okay, let's go back to our extensions now and do a search for the Tag Assistant. Okay, and then you can see there I've got two. This is the one that you're concerned with. And again, click on Details and do exactly the same thing. Just scroll down and again make sure that here it's turned on. Mine one is, yours most likely is not when you first go here. All right, so both buttons turned on. Great, let's continue with the video.
Open up new incognito window. Let's go ahead and do that. Now, a new incognito window basically means that the browser has never seen your website ever. It pretends that it's never seen your website, it has no idea who you are, and no cookies are fired at this point in time. It's kind of like a sandbox, as we call it. Now, you can test your install. In this case, I'm going to go straight to my website. So I'm going to go nathanhague.com, and I'm going to press Enter. Now, if everything's all working, let's open this up now. It should come straight back up, and you can see immediately that we have now the WOWQ. So that's how you've set it all up, and that is how you test it working. Now, once you've actually done this, and you choose I am from the EU, for example, up the top right, as you would have seen in the promo material at the start of the video, no cookies have fired. Now, if you've done it correctly, and you choose, well, yes, now if you go into the cookie settings, I'd probably go and one at a time, if I'm honest, to make sure everything's installed correctly. So I'd start off by choosing the analytics and customization, choose that one to be on, and then I'd save the changes. And with analytics and customization, we want to make sure that this up here is actually firing. Let's go ahead and do that. And you can see that it is indeed firing. Let's go ahead and open that. And you can see our Google Analytics has fired. Now, to test if we've got our Facebook one correct, let's close down this particular incognito window. It's very important that you close it down. Choose File, choose New Incognito Window again. So you're going to open it up from scratch again. Remember, the browser's never seen your site again at this stage. Let's open up my website again. And this time, what we're going to do is when it comes up, we're going to be firing let's open it up, I am from the EU, and this time, cookie settings, and I'm going to choose the advertising one. Now, when I do that, the Facebook pixel should now fire. Let me go ahead, save changes, and hopefully yours will do the same thing. And mine has, and hopefully you've got the right thing there as well. So there we go. All right, so you've now proved that the whole system is working. So congratulations, that's the setup. That's all the hard stuff, and well, it's one time. You don't have to do it anymore. Yay. Well, there is one time when you might want to do it, and that's when you add new pixels and new scripts onto your website. You'd want to basically now go into the advanced mode, and you'd want to set up your pixels and your scripts due to the advanced settings that you see in that video. But for now, that's the basic setup done. Congratulations.